For me, being special is being the same. We share common ingredients with each other and with the universe. I'm not quick to say that we alone are masters of intellect or intelligence or anything. I'm much more open in recent years. I was indoctrinated like everybody else, thinking how special humans are. And you realize how we've stacked the deck in such a way that we came to value the things that we have that other animals do not, and declare that to be special. And by the way, astrophysically, being special is, when you look at how people think about what it is to be special, generally they want to list things that are true for you, but not for anyone else. That would make you special, or make us special as a species. But astrophysically, since we came to learn in 20th century astrophysics, of course, that the ingredients of life, ingredients in our bodies, are forged not only in the Big Bang, but in stars that gave their lives and exploded as supernovae to enrich gas clouds so that subsequent generations of star systems would have ingredients that can make planets, and on at least one planet, life, and on that same planet, human life. So for me, being special is being the same, not being different. We share common ingredients with each other and with the universe. That's extraordinary. So when I go out and look up at night, I don't think to myself that I'm different from the universe and special for that reason. I think of myself as the same as the universe and special for that reason. So it's a flip of a perspective from Earth-based to a cosmic perspective. Something that, of course, Carl Sagan tried to hammer into people for his whole life.
That's right. Yeah.
That's your finger puppet. I have one finger puppet on my shelf. I think it's of Isaac Newton. What's interesting, when they show Einstein and Darwin, for example, it shows them as gray and old when they did all their best work, before they were 30.
They were 25.
Yeah, exactly. 26. So they should show them as dapper young men. But no, I guess we want to believe that their greatest work came when they were aged and wise, when it really came when they were young and senseless.
Yeah, thinking about that, I do think about that. And I always tell my students, Einstein, first of all, for every quote, there's an equal and opposite quote, right? So for Einstein, he would say, we should explain things in a way as to be so simple, your grandmother could understand it, right? And then he would say, when he was asked about the 1919 solar eclipse results, he said, as you know, if it was wrong, I would feel sorry for God because my equations were right. This mixture of chutzpah and also, and just complete humility. And I think we need that, right? Because otherwise it's pretty terrifying to do what we do.
Well, so I didn't know Einstein, but that comment is so chutzpah-fied.
Yes.
It had to be a joke. I don't believe that he really had some theological philosophy.
I don't know. Oh, no, definitely not. You're right there. But Feynman is another one. Feynman would say, this is so simple. Again, you should be able to, if you don't explain it simply to a high schooler, you don't understand it. And then the day he won his Nobel Prize, Pasadena Star News asks him, what'd you win it for? And he said, Bob, if I could explain it to you, it wouldn't be worth a Nobel Prize. Again, the chutzpah and the humility, but not the same.
He's just
time.
Being an asshole there. Right. That's just
Feynman, an asshole. I think what this graduate.
Let's just call it what it was. My favorite one of those sort of flip back and forth comments has to do with the human mind. And I just heard this quote recently. I think it was from this fellow who just came out, is a neuroscientist, came out with a book on music, on consciousness and music. And I know the title of the book, it's called I Heard There Was a Secret Chord. And you could look him up. But anyhow, I think he told me, he said, someone said, it wasn't him, but someone said that if the human mind were easy enough to understand, then we wouldn't be smart enough to understand it.
Groucho Marx
yeah, that's a good line. That is. That's good.
That's solid. That is solid.
If it was simple enough to understand, we wouldn't be smart enough to understand it.